everyone.
Hi,
Good
friends.
morning, afternoon, wherever you are watching. I see that we have people from all over New York, Northern Ireland,
Whoa.
Santiago,
hmm
wow, Florida. Thank you guys for being here. We're really excited. And if you are not familiar with Rachel, then you probably haven't watched our millions of webinars together.
We have done quite a few. Everybody, drop your location in the chat. One thing that you have to know is the more energy we get in the chat, the more excited I get, and the faster we move, the more we get through. I want to audit a lot of TikTok accounts today. I think this will be super, super fun. So
Yes,
pump it up the jam in
yes,
the chat.
definitely.
All right. You ready for this, Aniston?
Yes, let's get into it.
All
Let's do
right, you
it.
guys, we're going to dive into TikTok audits. And this is something I'm really excited about. Super important thing to note. Even if we don't audit your account or your specific industry, you can learn from other industries and other accounts and grab the takeaways and apply it to your own stuff. Drop a yes if you hear me loud and clear on that. I remember years ago when I would go to some of the biggest conferences in marketing, and I was actually a social media manager. I didn't have a program yet. And everyone was like, everyone who was a service provider or freelancer was like, I can't apply any of this to my business. And I was like, you guys, what are you talking about? We can take what we're learning about courses and webinars and all of these things and apply it to our industry. So if you can do that, fantastic. Who's going to do it with me? All right. Should we just dive on in? We got a lot to cover.
Let's do it.
So we are going to be doing TikTok audits. I have 7 accounts picked just from the comments that we got, the emails, etc. We may get through some more. So feel free to hang in here and just ask questions. Feel free to drop your handle. It's just going to keep ramping up. So you ready for it? First
Yes.
up, we have got Crystal, the marketer. Now, I love auditing marketers because marketers, and I want to make a really important note, marketers can be amazing at what they do, but the single most difficult skill, believe it or not, is actually applying that advice to yourself because you're too close to the forest. You can't see the trees. It is very difficult to apply what you know for clients, what you know to be for sure, and then put it into practice in your own business, especially when you're busy working with clients. So I want to point that out, which is why I love auditing marketers' accounts because I'm like, I get to come in with some fresh eyes. It's one of the most energizing things. Okay, so first things first. Now, I know Crystal said that she was kind of taking a break because there wasn't a lot of momentum going on her account. She's got over the 1,000 follower mark, or sorry, she's got over 1,000 that she's following and 500 followers. Now, important note, and I'm just going to share this for you guys. A lot of times people say, like, is there a ratio that you should follow? Um, yes and no. Unfortunately, we are all players in a game of perception. Anyone know that to be true, even if it is the most annoying thing ever? Drop a yes if you feel me on that. I'm not going to say that you need to go and unfollow people, but generally speaking, you want the number of people that you follow to be even or less than the number of followers, especially when you are setting yourself up to be an expert in any topic. So you don't want to be following more people than follow you. So one thing that I recommend that helps a lot can be, like, as you scroll through on TikTok, to go through and see if there's people whose content you no longer vibe with, and then just kind of do the natural process of unfollowing some people, but don't go through and like mass unfollow people. A better way to fix this ratio is to just grow by 500 followers. And that is actually totally doable from the base that Crystal already has. Okay, so the first thing that I am noticing now, this is gonna be really interesting. You guys ready for a really interesting viewpoint? So when I'm looking at Crystal's feed, not all of them are loading, which has been happening on TikTok on desktop lately, but I'm noticing that everything feels like kind of muted colors, like almost as though it's going through the Twilight filter. Do you guys kind of see that a little bit? Um,
Yeah.
there isn't anything that's popping out to me as like, ooh, I need to watch this. And that doesn't require you suddenly dyeing your hair pink or going and buying a whole new wardrobe or buying a ton of books and rainbow organizing them. But when you have something that adds contrast of color, by nature, we stop. We stop scrolling.
Mhm.
So, for example, this top here is going to be an instant scroll stopper. Um, my rainbow books in the background, those always stop a scroll. And so, what I would do is I would definitely think of ways to add pops of color into your video, even if it's something as simple as like a bright phone case or a box of Sharpies. Let me tell you about the single greatest marketing strategy I have ever learned from Sharpies. So, looking through your house and looking for ways to add color. Now, I know a lot of people tend to like kind of like the beige effect,
Mhm.
but that seems to only be doing well for people who are specifically in lifestyle and like home decor design, etc.
Yeah.
So, I'm a big fan of adding pops of color. Another thing as well is when you're picking the filters for your TikToks, I tend to choose the ones that are more of like sunny or vibrant, the ones that add color in, not take it away.
Mhm.
Now, this is one that's going to come up a lot as well. And I'm willing to bet every single person here could benefit from this. But I notice that all of Crystal's videos, these are the little things, by the way, that make a huge difference. And the reason I'm not diving into content yet is because she's got great content. I
Mhm.
see lots of potential for growth that hasn't been coming for some reason. And these are the simple things that are easy fixes that can instantly transform the trajectory. So every single one of the videos I'm seeing looks like it has like a foggy film over it. Can you guys kind of see that a little bit? Like here's a good example of this one. And by the way, Crystal is
Hi,
lovely.
if you're a
So do you
business
guys
owner
see
that
how it
wants to
looks a
learn more about
little
event
bit
marketing,
foggy or
stay
almost
tuned
grainy?
tomorrow and
It's
follow
not
me
grainy
because
enough
we're going
for
to go
me that
behind
it
the
just feels
scenes
like
at an
showing
event
on
where we'll
an
be
Android
marketing a
and viewing it
product.
on an iPhone or vice
This is going to
versa.
be
But what this tells me is that what Crystal needs to do is on both cameras go get it all foggy and then wipe it off with something cotton. Every person needs to do this on their front and back camera, or else it looks like you smeared Vaseline on your camera. And it is an instant detractor from views because it instantly feels low quality. Now, unless you're going for a super euphoria camp effect, this is something everyone's going to want to do. Okay, let's take a peek at some of Crystal's actual work. Okay, so real fast, instantly, in the ones that have loaded, what I can see is that nothing here is pulling me in from the hook. So,
Mhm.
building your personal brand, that doesn't sound exciting. How to build your personal brand from 0 to 1,000 in 90 days, 30 days, etc. That instantly, that revamp of the hook instantly would pull me in. Linking 200 accounts to social scheduling tools. Um, if that's one where you're asking for help, that's one thing, but you could actually turn that into an amazing tutorial where it's like, today I'm going to show you how to link multiple social media accounts to one social media scheduler to
Mhm.
save time, energy, money, etc.
Yeah.
So revamping those hooks and making them juicier, more instantly actionable is going to make a big difference. Okay, let's take a little more of a peek because these
One
are
thing
some.
I
Yeah.
noticed too is that the cover photo text is a lot of it's covering her face, and I think that's important to note that, you want to be able to see the face of
Mhm.
the account and who's posting, and, yeah, I think sometimes, an easy fix to that would just be moving the text down so you can see the person's face and, kinda see the whole scope of the video rather
Mhm.
than cutting off an important element.
Yes, I'm going to piggyback on that too. So, a lot of people, do you guys use cover images? Drop a yes or a no in the chat or like the cover screen. So, one thing that's interesting is here, most of these are actually redundant. It's the exact same cover screen as the text on screen.
Mhm.
So, what I would do is instead drop the cover image and then put the text just a little bit lower. Even if it's on her forehead, that's okay. Foreheads are a great space for text. I have a big forehead, so I would know. But then there's one more thing that is majorly missing here. Can you guys spot what it is already? Aniston, can you guess?
Well, one thing that I'm noticing is that the text that's in the video is also overlapping with the cover text, and so it kind of is confusing and looks a little bit crowded.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. And there's one more thing as well that would make a big difference instantly, and that is captions. So
Mhm.
captions can be done in the app. If you can't use captions in the app, there are apps that are free, like I'm pretty sure it's actually called Threads or Captions, and those are fantastic for generating captions. The reason being, number one, most people, back when TikTok first came out, captions weren't the norm. So people were watching with volume on, and it was the pandemic, so everyone was home. Today, people are watching while they're at work, watching while they're doing different things, watching while their baby is sleeping in their lap. And so you're missing instantly probably 20 to 50% of the views you could be getting just by not having captions on. One thing that is really fun to keep in mind is also it makes your videos accessible to people who maybe are hard of hearing or are deaf. And also, there are people whose brains work differently. So you're missing a huge portion of the audience by not having captions on. That's an instant fix that you can implement. Okay, a couple more things. And let's go into the
Okay, this
actual
might be dumb
captions
ramblings, but I
and
was thinking.
the hashtags.
Okay, don't mind my hair. I'm literally melting.
So
It's so
there's
hot
where
out
that
today.
fogginess comes in
But
again.
marketing
That always
tip
happens for me when
for
I
events
put my
is to
phone
make sure
in
that
my
you have a way to
pants
collect
band when
email
I don't have
addresses
pockets,
and social
then all
media
of a sudden it's all
followers
sweaty,
at your event.
and
So
then
you should be talking to
and then
everyone that
it's
comes
like,
up to your table or your
okay, I
booth
gotta
if you're
clean
at
the
a trade
camera.
show.
Okay,
And you
so
should be.
this instantly is missing captions,
Yep.
a hook, and then also share a little more of the promise early on of what it can do. I think that that would be really powerful. Okay, but it looks like you're giving good value. This is great. Yep. I think it's all small tweaks, which is really, really exciting and encouraging.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. This is specific. Here's
Okay, I
how
sat
I'll
down and
save
crunched some numbers the other
$1,000 this
day.
month. Instantly, that pulls people in because the hook is gorgeous and it was high above baseline, 2,200 or 2,400 views. So that tells you right away that that is going to be the biggest leverage point for you here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Should we go next?
Yes, let's do it.
Someone said, can't hear you when the video is loud. I can hear the video. What? It's supposed to be muted.
Oh.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think when the video plays too, the video, you can hear the sound off that. And then,
Oh, that's wild because I have it literally muted.
oh, crazy.
Let's see if we can. Oh, we can. Can you mute the screen share for
Yeah.
moving forward?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, cool. There we go. All right. Next up, we've got the investing penny. Drop a yes if that was helpful to see and if you already got some little tweaks or thoughts that you could implement. Okay, the investing penny. Let's go ahead. Oh, can you still screen share or no?
Can I or can you? Oh,
Let's see if I can still screen share.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
And is it muted? Yep,
It
looks like yes. Okay, here we go. We'll find out, guys. We're going to find out. Okay, so this is the investing penny. I love that handle, by the way, and I love that it's your name. So it's like a double meaning there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's a couple things that I think are missing here. Um, investing for women like me. So, what is a woman like you? That right there would make a big difference. Investing for stay-at-home moms. Hi, Penny. She's here. This is so fun.
Oh,
Investing for homesteaders, investing for faith-based Christian women, etc. So I feel like you could take the second part of that line out, fitness, travel, marriage. Those things just naturally are going to seep into everything that you do because we don't just create in our niche, right? But I would do like faith-based finance, investing for Christian wives, something like that, so that the keywords pop up exactly the people you want to serve, if that is what the woman like you is like. So, okay, beautiful. Let's take a peek. So, let's take a look. Okay, so again, I think this is the filter. Do you notice how all of these have a blue like tint just a little bit? When I start to notice this, I just watched Twilight. And it's so bad. It's really bad, but I just rewatched Twilight, and I think it's like Breaking Dawn. Actually, no, I think it's the first one and then a little bit of Breaking Dawn where the filters are super blue. And
yes.
so I would actively use filters on TikTok that help to add a little more color and vibrancy into things. So that there isn't a stark contrast between the colorful captions and then the video versus like this one looks amazing. Do you see how that has less of that darker blue tint to it? I am a fan of this. Okay, let's take a peek down. So, oh, you know Eileen? I love Eileen. We used to be in a mastermind together. Oh, and there's me. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I love the color in this. I love the color in this. And then something that I would go back and forth between are a combination of those trending audios that pull people in and make people say, like, wait, yeah, that's me. And then original audio, evergreen, 60-second video packed full of tips, frameworks, formulas, etc., or even less than 60 seconds if you're just sharing one framework at a time. Someone who does this really well, going back and forth between the two, is her first 100K. She is a great marketing case study because she'll do 3 to 5 trending videos and then one where she answers a question that was asked in the comments and she goes and delivers like full answers, full value, etc. And she goes back and forth between the two, and I feel like that's a really good combo. Now, I'll share this. Who wants like a super not easy, but game-changing hack for growth? Drop a yes. The more 60-second-ish original audio educational videos I do, the faster I grow. Now, in case anyone's like, well, why wouldn't you just do those all day, every day? They're a lot of work. They are a ton of work, but they really do work. And then you add the call to action at the end of each and every one. Follow me for more faith-based investing ideas, tips, hacks, frameworks, etc. Cool? Okay. I'm going to go to, I want to see if any of these have done, ooh, this did well. How do I start investing with little money? There's an interesting hook in that. I really like the jump cuts in this. This is phenomenal, by the way. This is phenomenal. Okay, let's see what hashtags you used. None. Okay, a lot of people say hashtags are dead. I'm just going to tell you, you guys, people still find me from hashtags. For sure. Absolutely. Without a doubt. So what I would do is I'd add in some hashtags. I wonder if you could use hashtags all related to like a faith-based wife, the Proverbs woman, right? Like those types of hashtags. That's what I would do. But overall, I feel like I love that you're doing these. I can tell why too. The 60-day challenge, right? This is so good. How we went from angry monthly money fights to now traveling monthly. I like that there's tips in this. And then look, there's hashtags again. So I really like that. Yep. Those are the biggest tips that I would implement. I love this. And then one more thing, and this is going to be helpful for everyone. Drop a yes if you're still paying attention. Try being even more bold in your hooks.
Mhm.
And it can be really scary because sometimes the big, bold hooks are going to attract angry comments, but
Mhm.
it's also going to attract the right people and the people that you want to serve. So instead of being like, hey guys, I found out this really cool Canva hack that you all can try. It helped me to create, 300 graphics in just a few minutes. It was awesome. You could literally say, this one hack allowed me to create 300 graphics in 5 minutes. And you deliver it like it is the best thing since sliced bread. This one financial hack. And you don't have to get big or loud or shout or jump or wave your arms. You can literally just be like, this one financial hack allowed me to save $10,000 for my house. Cool? Drop a yes if you're like, cool, I can do that. It can be as chill as you want, but you got to say it with intensity and like, this is going to be the greatest thing because it is. Cool?
Yep.
All right. Next up, we've got Bossy Boutique. I love that name. Okay. Let's check it out. Get a feel. I love your hair with a passion.
I know, it's so cute.
Oh my gosh. And the shaved. Oh, that's cute.
Love it.
So cute. Okay. So okay. Are you cool if I give tough love here? I'm going to give tough love. I don't have a reason to stop yet.
Mhm.
Like, look through here and you'll see this. And this is with love, by the way. So this is my own personal test that I use for everything. By the way, if I ever drop tough love, it's only because I see potential for so much more.
Mhm.
So one thing that's really interesting is when I put my content through a so what test, I could probably not post a lot of the videos that flop. The so what test is this idea of if someone's scrolling, they don't know who I am, they don't care who I am. Do they have a reason to keep watching, or does it not pass the so what test? So if they watch my video or even just the first 3 seconds and they go, so what? Then that's a good sign that I got to add a little more something in the beginnings. And that's what I'm seeing here. I don't see any reason to stop yet. This one I would stop on, your story. I love that. This one's good. Stepping into Monday, be like. That's fun because you get to show off different outfits. There was one more that really pulled my attention. Where to sell your pre-loved and new clothing. Okay, now here's something that is fun. I would jump into the trends for this one. For boutiques, I am a huge fan of trends. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Helpful? Anyone going to use that? Now, something that I also really like is when you find the really like sassy sounds that do well, that a lot of women like to use that and show off one of your favorite outfits from your boutique. Like, this is my outfit for today. And if you don't like it, and you can even cut it off there because I think it goes into profanity after, but I'm not 100%. Find those content creators that make those like really sassy sounds. I love them. Many of them are older women and they just are like, I don't care anymore. And find those sounds that have done well on their profiles and then do those showcasing different outfits. Then when it comes to, let's see, that one's
I think also a good idea, especially since there's so many different, I guess, outings in different spaces that you can wear all these different outfits. So being like 5 ideas for Friday night, dinner with your friends, or 5 ideas for, going like cute office wear, or just kind of those niche, I don't know, those niche captionings where people are like, ooh, wait, I need some ideas. I don't know what to wear for, this event or for work. What are some kind of basic tips? And I think things like that are going to draw people in.
Yep, definitely. I love that. And then I also this is a big thing because there are a lot of hashtags that you can use. I don't know. Does anyone use pre-loved? Because I don't think pre-loved. I know in the past, pre-loved was like the nicer way of saying thrifted or secondhand. But now it is so cool to say thrifted, vintage, secondhand, because it's just become incredibly cool. I've shopped at thrift stores since before it was cool, and that wasn't by choice. That was because I was broke. And it wasn't cool back then to say like, I got it at a thrift store, I got it at Goodwill, I got it, etc. And now it's super cool, and that makes me really happy. So you can highlight all of that.
Absolutely.
Think of adding to landfills of clothing. Shop my vintage store for this type of clothing. If you like these types of clothing and you love secondhand, here's where you can go. So like call to people for the type of style that they can find on your TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have got Chelsea. Okay. Pro voiceover talent, UGC creator. Mom, that looks good. I also really like this picture because it feels very engaging. Like it makes me say like, I want to be friends with her. She looks like fun.
I was going
Okay.
to ask you if you have any general tips for bios, TikTok bios.
Okay. So I do have like general tips, but I also sometimes like to look at people's bios on a case by case basis.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you start with the template and then you break free from the template. I like to put into your bio words that people are going to be searching for.
Yep.
So, for example, secondhand shop, vintage shop, those types of things. I'm a huge fan of thinking of, okay, what does the person who I want to find me, what are they searching for?
Yep.
And that helps. Like, for example, soon I'm going to be adding book talk to my bio. And then you'll notice that suddenly I'm going to have an influx of book talk people finding me.
Yep.
So, okay. Whatever you're doing here, you did it well. Look at that gorgeousness. You ever have a regret? These are great hashtags. These are gorgeous hashtags. Those actually look like the exact hashtags I would use on this type of video. And I love that you asked a question. I love the color composition of it. Now, what's interesting is I look at this, and this doesn't pull me in because it doesn't pass like the so what test. Neither does this, which is interesting, right? You'd think like, oh, husband and cat, shouldn't everyone care? Nope. Like I have a video of me and Paul that I just uploaded on TikTok, and I had to put, I'll say this carefully. I walked in sans clothing to surprise my husband while he worked. But I had to have that hook in the middle of the screen, or else nobody's going to watch to see what's going on because people don't care. They don't know me. They don't know Paul. That's totally fine. So please at least one person drop an emoji because you got it. Okay, so these, you could literally even just add a hook to add a layer of interest to it. But generally speaking, personal life ones, I usually start those public, let them run for an hour. And then if it doesn't take off, I just make it friends only. Once in a great while, a personal one will take off and then I'll just leave it. But the ones that don't, I'm just like, I don't need to keep this up because it's not adding value, it's adding context.
Yep.
So, did you see that started with a cool clip and it says funny cat. Well done. Really, really well done. It seems like your cat is pretty popular. I'm serious.
Yeah.
What if you were to narrate your cat's thoughts in different voices?
That would be hilarious.
And just turn it into a series. I think that could be kind of cool. Just test it and see if by video 5 if it's working. Now this is what's really interesting. There's very little here that tells me what I'm looking for on this channel. I have no clue exactly what I'm looking for. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to get. There are some cool videos, there's things like that, but I don't know what I can expect here.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I would do is I would make a list of like five keywords that people can expect to get some value from your channel with. Helpful? Cool.
I think a way too that you could almost tie in the cat and the UGC is to do a day in the life of a UGC content creator, and then, you know, throw in your cat and be like, well, like this morning my cat joined me, and after I fed her, you know, we sat on the couch and looked through. I think a kind of a silly way to add that in would just, you know, show your life, your daily life, but then also, okay, this is what I do for work, but this is also, you know, larger scale of kind of my day to day.
Yes, I love that. Okay, next up we have got Sally, sallyhart.com. What a great handle.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Okay, I help you find and attract your true desires. I do like this. I'm actually going to say don't change it. Just let me look at where views are at. Okay, I'm going to quick look at patterns. This one did better than any other. Make a man obsessed with you. They just won't. Okay, so one thing you've got, it looks like you've got certain topics that have really, really worked in the past. So I would go back to top performing ones and find ways to do it again. So like find more videos where there's, you know, a girl asking a guy out and turn that into a series. And I would also do, because you've got a lot working. This is working really well. You just need a little push to get that breakthrough out of a plateau right now. So do another texting PSA for all ladies. So this is something we forget a lot. Feel free to drop a yes if this helps. When something's worked, sometimes we think like, well, I already said that, so I don't need to say it again. But the truth is you could say it 4 times a year for the rest of your life and it would still reach new people and it could still perform.
Mm-hmm.
So just because you've said something doesn't mean everyone's heard it who needs to hear it. And it doesn't mean everyone who needs to hear it was even in the right life cycle to hear it, appreciate it, understand it, and implement it. Those are 4 totally different cycles. So I would do more texting PSAs. I would do...
And there's different way to say things that resonate with different people. I know that if I'm, you know, reading a book, there's very different books have very similar kind of quotes in them, but sometimes, you know, one sentence kind of resonates with me better than another, and you're like, oh, I didn't really think about it that way. So there's different ways to say, you know, the same kind of topic.
Yep. Here's another thing that I really, really like. You stitched someone's reaction to a potentially toxic relationship on on reality TV. Those come up every single reality TV cycle. So you could do that again and again and again. There's 4 V's that I love for growing on TikTok. There is value. That's like the educational videos, tips, etc. There is vulnerability. So showcasing the things that aren't just highlight reels. There is variety. So I like to call that just like my dumb humor stuff. I love adding those in once in a while. And then number 4 is viral. So if something is trending, it's a hot topic, etc. Like when the whole Jonah Hill scandal broke, you could literally stitch that and share your thoughts on that as a dating coach. And anytime any celebrity or reality TV relationship hits, feel free to make a stitch on a video that's already going viral for it, and then share what you see as a dating coach. Okay, that's what I would do. I know it was short, but it was also a lot. So I'm going to leave it there. You're going to crush it. And I'm really, really excited for you.
Yes.
And
I want to go watch your videos because this looks like great, very valuable, you know?
It doesn't relate to me, but I'm going to say have fun watching it. And also, Sally, this color looks so good on you. I don't know if you've ever had your colors done, but this one pops out like nothing I've ever seen. Like your eyes suddenly look like light sapphires. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so next up, bonus. I am not a color consultant, but all right, we are going to dive into one that is a little challenging. Drop a yes if you've learned at least one thing today. What are you guys going to implement so far? We've got 2 more to go.
Yes.
Oh, and Zane's here too. So fun. Okay. So this one's fun because it's different. It is Web3 crypto and more from the best experts. Okay. Okay, this one's going to be interesting.
Yep.
I wish this person was on so I could ask if this is their video footage or other people's video footage because I don't know.
I was wondering that as well.
Yep. Okay, so since I don't know the answer, but it looks like there's a lot of different people hosting, I can't tell. And you want to know what that tells me more than anything else? I have no reason to trust this account. Instantly, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but did you see? And by the way, to the creator of this account, this may not be the case at all. This might just be a really good learning opportunity and moment. But did you guys notice that like red flags started going off for me? And I suddenly was kind of like, I'm not sure what to think. I don't know how to feel. Well, even more so in a space like crypto and Web3 where people feel uncomfortable, you have to build so much know, like, trust, and rapport. Anytime that people are going to be investing money potentially, they need to know that they can trust the people who are presenting them information. And as it stands, I don't see any reason to follow this account because I don't know, like, or trust or even understand who's running it. So there's a missed opportunity here to go deeper and build rapport with either one person or a team of people who are running this account. So that's actually what I'm going to leave this at because that is the single greatest thing missing from this account. Okay.
I would agree.
All right. Next up, we have got KB Hair Extensions, multi-award winning hair extension specialist and celebrity hairstylist. I love this so much for so many reasons.
Exactly what you're going to get.
What was that?
You know exactly what you're going to get. Like that's a very, very clear bio. I know exactly what, there's.
Yes. I need you in my life. Come help. Okay. So I love all of that. Let's take a peek at where things are at. So 10,000 followers. You're doing good. I just want to point out real fast, sometimes people get nervous or discouraged when views plateau or go down. And that happens to every creator and every account for seasons. Whether you lost your mojo, you got rocked somehow and stayed away from the things that grew you in the first place. You've just lost sight of your vision and who it is that you serve. Like, there's a whole bunch of different reasons. The algorithm might have changed, but it doesn't usually change that much except for delaying the release of videos. So if you're in a season of plateau, don't stress. You're usually just a few tweaks away or even like a few videos away from having a breakthrough. So I just want to share that real fast. Okay, the playlist. This is going to be a big opportunity right here. Instead of calling it clients, client transformations. And I don't know that that's what this is, but I would do before and after extensions. That is the first thing I look at. I stalk hairstylists because I used to be one. So that's the first thing that I look for is before and afters every single time. And I'm sure you're going to be able to tell right away when I say that what is missing here. There are a ton of hypothetical scenarios, but maybe with the exception of this one right here. Nope, still hypothetical. I don't see any before and after transformations. And so I would add those in as often as you can. And if you can't get them often, then create a playlist of client before and afters, client transformations, etc. And then I would also add in some educational videos. So like 5 things you need, 5 pros and cons of getting hair extensions. Things that suck about hair extensions that nobody's going to tell you.
How to maintain and take care of your hair extensions.
Make them last longer to save money. How much do hair extensions really cost? Today, we're going to dive into price transparency behind hair extensions, etc. So those are the biggest things that I'm noticing here if you're trying to attract those types of clients. And then this is really controversial in the hair industry. So a lot of people argue that when you're creating lots of videos, imitating lots of different clients, it's a detraction from people wanting to book with you. Not always, but often. Feel free to drop a yes if you agree. So you're like every third video is kind of poking fun at clients you don't want. And it makes clients nervous. Like, am I going to get made fun of? I actually had, I saw a video that was a hairdresser rant from someone I know from the hair world. And she said, "This is so annoying to me. I hate how clients will be sitting there processing for 30 minutes. And the second I come back to wash them, now they have to go pee." And it was weird because I've been a hairstylist, but I've also been a client longer than I've been a hairstylist. And my thought was, whoa, have I done that? Now I feel self-conscious. Like, you could have just told me, "Hey, I'm going to go let your hair process. You have 30 minutes. Feel free to go to the bathroom, move around, etc. I'll be back in 30, and then we have to wash." And so you want to almost like think more from the end perspective of the client and how you can make them feel like a celebrity and like $1 million with each video that they're seeing from your account. Whew, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was fun.
Accounts. Should we go? Do you feel like 6 is enough? Because I feel like it's a lot.
Yeah, I think that was good. I think we can open it up for questions now. I know we have a few questions that people asked. Let's see. So, how many hashtags do you recommend adding to the caption? Once again, I know this is, depends on the video, but general tips.
Yep. In general, most videos, I'm a fan of 3 to 9. That's been kind of the sweet spot. I've been seeing 5 has been working really well lately. And then once in a while, it's just kind of like almost like a palette cleanser. I just do none or one really, really silly one and just kind of do something totally off that like just resets me. It doesn't really reset your account, but I just like to kind of just do that every so often.
Cool. Perfect. And then this one is interesting, which I'm sure you have great tips for. Any tips for authors' books? I know you talked a little bit about book talk and things like that.
Yep. So I actually have a lot of tips for authors and books. I have nonfiction and fiction. So one of the big things is that with nonfiction, you want to have an amazing hook and then share something from your book. So this is when our stuff has done the best, is when there was an amazing hook and then a little bridge. Like, here are the 4 types of clients that you don't want to work with. And by the way, I've experienced each and every one of these. We'll talk more about good clients at another point. And then I open up and read a chapter from my book, or like a section, and then go ahead and say, this is an excerpt from my book, Unfiltered. So you want to do readings from your book. Maybe read it on TikTok live streams.
Yeah.
Maybe grab your favorite quotes. If you look at my TikTok, you'll notice that almost every week I have something going out that markets my nonfiction book. You basically need to have stuff going out every week, if not every day, if it's your full time. With fiction books, highlight the tropes, share quotes that broke your heart, share if you liked this book, then you would love this book, and then make sure there's the disclosure in the caption that it is your book. If you don't do that, people get really mad. I actually don't know that one from experience. I've just watched it play out. And also, like, send free copies to book talkers to have them share kind of like their thoughts, not the big book talkers, but like the small and medium ones. They matter too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Erica asked, what is a good ratio for UGC/original content from hair extension brand we sell to pros?
So this is interesting because I don't use UGC for myself or for any of my clients. Not at all. So I don't have a good answer to that. I'm not going to share an answer because I just have never dabbled in UGC at all.
Yeah.
And my
I know
answer
that
is yes.
we have a few UGC videos on our account, and I think, this is kind of a general, but I feel like a 5-to-1 or 4-to-1. I think it should be dabbled in occasionally. I don't think it should be equal with. I think original content is gonna do probably better, gonna represent your brand a little bit better, but I think UGC is a good way to get in kind of testimonials and reviews from other people that can build your brand reputation. So I think sprinkling them in is a good a good rule. But
That makes sense.
Cherish asked, how about for graphic designers who has NDA?
I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but I don't really talk about my specific clients a lot.
Yeah.
Even when I don't have NDAs, mostly because I don't want people to go and then harass my clients. So I'm not constantly talking about, like, this is my client. Look what I did for my client. Look at this cool thing for my client. Like, instead, what you can do is make someone imagine as though they were your client. Be my client for the day. Here's what I would do for your account, et cetera, et cetera. Day in the life, once again, does work well for that. Sharing processes before and afters. If there was that girl who went really viral for redoing logos for companies, and that was pretty cool. You can do things like that.
Cool. This one is interesting. Any advice for a comedy/entertainment account? One thing I love is when stand-up comedians or different comedians post little snippets of their live comedy shows, or I think having those little teasers is super important.
Yes, I was actually going to say that. And what I like is when the hook is visible on the screen, even if it's just for like the first 3 seconds, and it says, breaking up with your boyfriend, be like, and something like that. So it's something where I'm like, oh, that's so funny. Or if you were to say having 3 kids in the home is like this sometimes, or something like that, so make it clear, like, who it's going to resonate to, and don't try to put like multiple snippets at once. Like, make people want more. So couple jokes in one that are related to one topic, and have the hook be clear who it's for.
Yes. Okay. They also asked any tips on finding trends to hop on.
Oh, finding trends to hop on. The biggest thing that I do is scroll my For You page. And I, generally speaking, find that personal brands get on trends faster than businesses.
Mhm.
So, like the people who are influencers, and that's like what they do, I like to see kind of what they're putting out. So every so often I'll go look at their profile and see their last few videos. And they're usually fast at getting on trends. And then also I'll go to like the personal brands that are experts and educators and see if there's any that they have found that I haven't recently. And then you can also, the bigger you get, you can create your own trends. So if something hasn't become a trend yet, you can do it. We've created quite a few trends. I have created quite a few trends. My team did not help with that one. I just like took an audio and did that.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden it like took off and lots of people did it. I do find that you can find the trend alert accounts, but they're usually late,
Yep.
which works really well for businesses,
Mhm.
but for personal brands, it's usually too late.
Yep.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
So Shelly has kind of a personal. So I had two accounts, both were close to 100K. I lost them and started over with two more accounts. What is the best way to talk about making money online without getting in trouble?
So this is really tough. I know a lot of people who are in similar boats. This all comes down to studying the FTC and SEC's regulations. Frank Kern had a phenomenal live stream on Facebook probably 5 years ago where he talked about the things you can and can't say. So, like,
Mhm.
if you say make 10K in the next month, that right there is an instant strike. You're going to
Yep.
potentially lose your account because it goes against the SEC's regulations. If you say, here's how I made 10K in a month, that works until you say, and how you can too. Instantly, boom,
Mhm.
strike.
Mhm.
Um, if you say, here's an easy way to make money, that is a gray area and usually can end up as a strike. Yeah, you want to study the SEC and FTC's regulations to make sure that your hooks are compliant.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
I obsessed over them, so I'm really nerdy in that area.
Rudy asked if my account has grown well with long form voiceover videos, is it convenient to also do shorter face on screen videos to create rapport? Yes.
I would say yes, every
Mhm.
so often, and a good way to bridge that introduction is to just insert yourself at the end of videos or stitch your most viral videos and be like,
Mhm.
"Hey,
Yeah.
I'm Rudy. I'm the creator of this account, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for helping us get to this many da 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 da. Da. We really appreciate you, and we promise to keep giving you more da da da." So just insert yourself every so often in the videos from that account so that people know, like, "Oh, that's Rudy. I trust
Yeah.
him." Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, this one is interesting. Is there a way to get your videos categorized in TikTok better to reach the audience you're serving? Yes.
Yes.
So, as Rachel mentioned earlier about kind
Mhm.
of having those keywords in your bio, um, as you know, as TikTok grows, it's becoming a bigger and bigger search engine. So you can utilize those keywords in your bio, in your hashtags, even
Mhm.
in the text in your on-screen text, both on the cover and in your videos. So all of those keywords and hashtags help categorize your videos. So making sure you're researching, those
Yes.
keywords that fit your brand, that are trending, that have, big searches, um,
Mhm.
that's really gonna help categorize your TikTok videos.
Yep. Um, I think also the text on the screen matters. So, like, your
Mhm.
captions, it's pulling the keywords from that too.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. This is fun. We have 2 more minutes.
Um, yeah. Let's see. Ooh, this one. Any tips on making an engaging therapy brand videos? That is interesting.
Yes. Okay, so there's an entire case study. Now, real fast, I love the way that this brand markets on Instagram, and I'll explain why I recommend studying what they do on Instagram and not what they do on TikTok.
Mhm.
So, have you guys heard of the holistic psychologist? The holistic psychologist. Yeah, it's why am I blanking? The holistic psychologist. Okay. The holistic psychologist, Dr. Nicole LaPera. So on Instagram, she's done an amazing job of basically hitting on pain points. So, for example, like on Instagram, she'll post things that make people feel validated and help them to realize, like, oh, it's not my fault. She's grown so fast on this platform. She has 7 million followers on Instagram. And like, ready? Unpopular opinion, we all have toxic traits and we all have red flags. It's about finding people who are compatible, not perfect. Here's another one. I really appreciate your concern. I'm not looking for advice right now. Use it regularly. So she shares things that are great guidelines and boundaries for or from a psychologist. Now, I love her Instagram. It's a case study in how to create like short one-liners or carousels or long form posts that speak deeply to people and make them feel the need to save it and share it. However, on TikTok, they do skits. It's multi-person skits that take them days to film, like all of it. And I don't recommend that because it really slows down the speed with which you create unless you have an entire team. Now, Erica Kullberg has grown to, what is it, like 12 million followers now doing skits, but they are time intensive. They require a team, and a team just dedicated to that. And that's why I'm like, it's just not my favorite way to go about things.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. That might be the only time we have for today. If we didn't get to your questions, then make sure to still leave them. Or you can always, we're going to have another audit series. We're having one a month. So make sure to look out for our next audit series. Before we leave, I wanted to also leave a little freebie. So we have a social media audit template that we just built, and it has some, tips. It also is a template, so it kind of walks you through auditing your social media accounts. So for anyone who is wanting to, do those periodical audits, you can follow the template. We'll drop that in the chat. And also, I wanted to share a little code. So if you want to try any of Metricool's premium plans, 30 days for free, you can use code Rachel.
Highly recommend it. And I make no money from you using my code. You just benefit.
Yep. So feel free to check out that. You can create your free account at metricool.com. If you aren't familiar with Metricool, you can schedule out all of your social media content. So someone asked earlier if you can schedule TikTok accounts, which yes, you can, or TikTok videos. So make sure to check out Metricool. And yeah, keep updated with our upcoming webinars. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Rachel. That was amazing.
Thanks, everyone. This was a blast.
Have a good day.